there. All right, we'll set the table for some Cavs left. The Celtics, but first, James Harden taking Draymond off the dribble, delivers the one-hand slam.
I would qualify this, not the whole series, but this has not been a great showing for Draymond Green.
The last couple games been tough.
Yeah.
Last couple games been tough.
Been on a couple posters.
Absolutely. He
thought about going up to get this one, but decided,
couldn't quite get it.
Not a good career.
Draymond said, I'm mad I'm not first team all defense. Well.
All right, well, Draymond redeems himself. Clint Capella says, I don't think you're going to redeem yourself.
All right, which is worse, see?
Redeem? Not
in
redeem.
The fourth quarter of game 4, the just flat miss dunk, or this one here where Capella goes Akeem on him, says, get it out of here.
The missing the dunk on the rim is, anytime you get blocked by the invisible defender, okay, that's hard. Capella is, he's a beast.
All right, then this. Chris Paul hits the tough three. Not an easy shot. Okay, in Steph Curry's face, and then, shimmy it up. Right back at you. Oh, yeah, shimmy, shimmy. Watch him. He's going to do it. Oh, yeah.
See, I've seen this exact shimmy before. That is the Jenna Wolf shimmy, which is not high praise for Chris Paul. Like, Steph shimmy's better than CP3. What, Jenna? You look wounded.
First of all, I do shimmy better than that. Second of all, you said you didn't like that shimmy because he looks like an old person doing it, so I took that to mean A plus B equals. There you go. Thanks.
You almost got the transitive property right. A equals B and B equals C, then A equals C, and that's correct.
I just didn't have the time. I was shortening it for time purposes. It's only a 3-hour show, Nick. CP3 was just getting started. He hits an amazing double pump. Who cares about that? Did you see who was watching? Who was in attendance?
J.J. Watt.
J.J. and J.T.
And J.T., one of my neighbors down in Tribeca. Last time I saw him, he looked at me and said, legend. I said, and he bowed. I said, oh, man.
Hashtag can't hide Chris Carter's money. Sort of Justin Timberlake.
You can't hide Fox's money.
Oh, okay.
Dropping real estate neighbors like it's nothing.
Cece, where'd you tell Fox to put the money?
Put it with the rest of it.
All right, we gotta go. Time for Drawing the Blank. We're sticking with last night's game. The Rockets and Warriors played an instant playoff classic. CC, the best performance in last night's game was blank.
Man, hit the biggest shot. Eric Gordon, super sub. Man, comes off the bench like an extended starter. One of the best 6 men in the league. Has had one of the outstanding series after struggling in round 1 and 2.
And not missing layups in this game. He did hit the biggest shot, but I thought the best performance was Chris Paul. After not making a basket in the first half, when Harden clearly didn't have it, that stretch where he kept the Rockets in it with impossible shot after impossible shot, even though one got retroactively taken away due to a shot clock violation. Chris Paul, to me, was the star of the night, which is what made the injury all the more bittersweet. But Chris Paul, to me, was the best performance.
Okay, the Warriors will have to get over their Game 5 loss pretty quickly. They'll try to keep their season alive on Saturday night in Oakland. Nick, the biggest X factor in Game 6 of the Western Conference Finals will be blank.
The guy that has to play the best two-way game for the Rockets to win, Trevor Ariza. Trevor Ariza has been playing great one way. That one way's been defensively. For them to win in Oakland, he's going to have to hit 6 or 7 shots, probably 3 or 4 three-pointers. He only made 1 basket yesterday. He's expending a ton of energy guarding Kevin Durant. For them to win in Oakland, he's got to play great both ways. I say Trevor Ariza.
A guy who I enjoy watching playing, I believe, is the most important player, and that's Draymond Green. Averaging only 11 points in the playoff in 3 series. Only shooting 41% from the field. Like, he's a liability from an offensive standpoint, especially when they don't have Iggy to be able to spread the court. I look for him to be the X factor in game number 6.
All right, on to the other side of the bracket where LeBron will be in Cleveland tonight trying to keep his season alive. Vegas thinks the Cavs will win, listing them as 7-point favorites. CC, the X factor in game 6 of the Eastern Conference Finals will be blank.
I'm going with Kyle Korver. And if the coach Ty Lue don't get him off the bench, I'm flying to Cleveland and slap him myself. I don't care what Boston. I don't care what their rotation is. I don't care who they're playing. This is one of the most dependable shooters that you have. And surprisingly, has played some of the better defense he's played in his career. Put the man in the game, Ty.
So your X factor is Kyle Korver. My X factor is Ty Lue because I want to make sure Kyle Korver gets in the game.
Yeah, we're sending the message.
Right. Ty Lue can control whether or not Korver can be the X factor, so he's like the X squared factor. Ty Lue, listen, you did really well in those 2 games back in Cleveland, making adjustments. Brad Stevenson made a couple adjustments in game 5, and You did not comport yourself to the level of your abilities. Ty Lue's my X
The
factor.
real X factor is JR, but we don't know where JR's head going to be. JR, get your head right today. Come to the stadium tonight.
I think X Factor is the name of the strain. Go ahead, Jen.
Oh, go for a long walk.
JR doesn't know either where that's going to be. Yesterday, the NBA released their all-NBA teams. James Harden and LeBron James were both unanimous first-team selections. However, not everybody can make it, and there are always some great players who miss this honor. Nick, the best player who did not make an all-NBA team is blank.
Chris Paul. I understand he didn't make it because he didn't play he played around 60 games this year. However, 65-win teams should be rewarded with more than one player on all NBA teams. And so I understand why he didn't make it, but to me, he's the best guy who didn't make it. I say Chris Paul.
My guy is not because he didn't play enough games. My guy is the best player who played the best in this season who didn't make it. That's Bradley Beal.
Oh.
Now, you talking about a guy who carried Washington. I know we always talk about Washington. They're not reaching their potential in the playoffs. But John Wall being out, Bradley Beal, he stepped his game up. And he is that two-way player that we very rarely talk about. So Bradley Beal would be my guy.
All right, let's move on to the NFL now. Cowboys wide receiver Deontay Thompson said that the team's receiving core is looking to exceed expectations after the release of Des Bryant. So that got us thinking. CC, the team with the best receivers in the NFC East is blank.
I'm going to go with the Eagles. And in the Eagles, the reason why their tight end is a huge asset to their offense. And getting Mike Wallace. I'm a huge fan of Mike Wallace. You can't teach speed unless. This is one of the few guys that during the course of his career, they're like, hey, man, the guy lost a step. Well, the guy can lose 2 steps because he can run a 4.2 in his prime and now still in slowing down runs a 4.3. That addition to that passing attack, Nelson Aguilera continues to grow as a slot receiver. We saw Alshon Jeffries in the biggest moment come up huge in the Super Bowl. So I'm going with the Eagles.
The Eagles I have no objection to that. I picked the Giants. I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm going to include their tight end in that receiving core because I think Evan Ingram is going to be an excellent pass-catching option. I like the evolution of Sterling Shepard, and obviously, of all the teams in the NFC East, they have the best pure #1 receiver in a healthy Odell Beckham. So the Eagles are a good choice. I like the Giants by a hair.
It'd be funny, the Giants coming off the season they had, and we like the Giants, or possibly the Giants is going to
by the blonde hair. That's what.
The blonde hair. By a blonde hair. Correct.
That's true.
There you
All
go.
right, coming up.
The kid with the yellow hair.
I'll tell you a story about hair.
No, you won't. I don't even want to hear that.
He didn't tell me. He told another kid on the team.
More things we're going to say that affect you guys next time. First things first.
He's like, son,
Opposed to that.
you are.
Not.
Oh,